Hey everyone, y'all are in for such a treat. So today we have Alp, and Alp is an absolute OG of the flexible workforce, the freelance economy, the future of work. Alp is one of those pioneers. Now, he's not only a pioneer in terms of timing-wise, he's a pioneer of the region, meaning Turkey and all of the Middle East. And so with this episode, there's really going to be three things that I want you all to listen for. First, and it's a theme that you always see across our episodes, is I want you to see how an entrepreneur thinks about this industry, and I want you to see how they've really navigated it. Second, I want you to take exactly what he's learned and apply it to your business. One of the things that we're going to hear about is this shift towards subscription. So if you look at some of the best talent platforms, one of the big hooks and hacks and changes that they've had is rather than billing based off the transaction. So rather than saying, yep, we want to get 100 people hired because then we're going to get a 5% or a 15% or 35% markup. Instead, by using a subscription, they're able to say it's all about the client's actual problem statement and business case, and what's best for them might not be a transaction cost. So by giving them a subscription, we can be that thought partner, that knowledge partner, that strategy partner. So that's the second thing. The third thing is listen for the regional differences. Now, the flexible workforce is fully global. In fact, we have a keynote presentation in the next couple weeks over in Europe. And one of the first slides literally says, this is not just an American, this is a global viewpoint. Now, not everywhere has the same level of volume and spend, but everywhere directionally has growth. And that growth is between 10 and 30%, depending on how you chop it, as well as just serious permanence and resiliency and other things I won't get too nerdy. But so with Alp, that's what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on the fact that he is an OG of the flexible workforce. I want you to learn from sort of the product things that he's learned in terms of how he's had to adapt and really focus on that subscription piece. And then also listen to the regional implications, specifically the Middle East and Turkey. Now, I do want to just let you in on a quick thing before the episode starts. In terms of Human Cloud, is we know that next month is like conference ramp up. So in our newsletter, and you better be subscribed, but in our newsletter as well as in Knowledge Hub, there are 3 tools that we are giving away right now. The first is our 3 Horizon framework that we use to help companies understand where they stand today and where they want to be tomorrow. Literally, the 3 Horizon framework just says that there's disruptive companies, there's strategic companies, and there's transactional. You want to progress through all 3. Second thing is the ROI of flexible talent. So people don't hire because they love to hire. They hire because there's an ROI. We will give you the exact tools and templates in a presentation to calculate what this ROI is. And last, there's trending business cases. Now, we don't love talent for the sake of talent, right? We love talent for the sake of moving our business forward. And a secret that you should be hearing throughout the course of the show is that talent is not just reserved for HR or the talent function. We all are talent leaders now. We all are talent executives. Whether we're a VP in product, whether we're the CMO, our talent strategy is what directly leads to our growth, our profitability, and our ability to innovate. So enjoy some of those tools in Knowledge Hub. And then most importantly, enjoy this episode and go drive some change. Have you seen Human Cloud's market map? We took the over 1,000 flexible talent solutions and crunched them into a global snapshot. Check this out. We broke them down by segments, by large horizontal marketplaces, vertical niche platforms, fractional platforms, hybrid platforms, even the providers like freelance management solutions, EORs, payroll solutions, and the increasing digital workers. Now, it doesn't end here. Next, you'll see the rolling out of these specialized platforms. You'll see the consulting talent platforms, the tech, the IT. Did you know there's some just for customer experience? You'll also start to see the rolling out of things like business models and feature sets. We can't wait for you to check it out. We can't wait for you to engage and collaborate. Go to humancloud.work/marketmap today. Alp, thank you for hopping on. So for you listeners out there, Alp, did we meet in 2016? I know it was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I forget if we were both on a panel or what, but
Yes.
man,
Yeah.
like talk about OG. Like this is when there was less than there's a handful of platforms, and you fly in
Yes.
from Turkey, right? And you're like, hey,
Yeah.
by the way, I'm doing this freelance thing in Turkey, and I'm like, damn, all right, that's cool. But what year was that? Was it 2016?
Frankly, I am not sure. It could be somewhere between 2016 to 18, somewhere around there. We were both panelists. I think Work Reimagined or something like that in San Francisco, or Work Rebooted.
Yeah, something.
It had a name like this, and we also met in Microsoft, I think. So
Yes.
yeah.
Did you come to campus or?
Yes, we had several meetings because back then Microsoft was just launching the freelance toolkit, and we had some conversations going on together. Yeah.
Yes. Oh man, so we go way back. So, and how would you describe yourself up? Because I describe you as like the ultimate entrepreneur who can see a problem statement that's 10 years away and like find a way to stay alive until it makes money, right? Because that's the toughest part in our entrepreneur side of the world. But how would you describe yourself?
Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, Matt, and I happen to focus on workforce solutions, particularly freelance solutions and knowledge and expertise solutions for companies. I mean, basically, it all began with me. Like I was a part of this company where we used to, which was founded by McKinsey partners, and we used to set up offshore research centers like in India, Chile, Romania, China, those kind of bases to deliver global knowledge work, basically. Not BPO type of work, but KPO, like knowledge process outsourcing kind of work. And then during my tenure there, it was like the beginning of my career. We had smartphones came up. And, and we used to, since we were doing all these remote delivery for global knowledge and strategy houses, big consulting firms, we used to access many external talent for know-how. And together with the rise of the smartphones, I just had the crazy idea that all the workforce and how how it's going to operate should and will change. So I said I have to start from somewhere. Somehow I couldn't stop this entrepreneurial spirit, and that's how Expertera was born and how I got into this area. Yeah.
When was that out? Was that like early 2000s then? Like
that was when I found it in my room. It was 2012. Yeah. And official establishment, I think it was 2013, but actually the day I found it, building the database, etc., it was 2012.
And what? I mean, there's so many questions. Like, one, how was it doing that in Turkey? Did you ever want to move to, right? Like, how? Because you weren't just early as a full industry. You picked like one of the hardest regions and early. Like
yes. You are right. We survived. Yeah, but in general, like I had worked abroad for many years, and I had reasons to come back, and so basically we did set up here. But how it evolved to be like Turkey, it has its like big challenges, and frankly, now that we are integrated with many global other platforms or regional other platforms, somehow they are actually more or less the same with with the challenges that other big platforms have. But scale is different, but also the at the same time adaptation level or adaptation time. I think in general this region compared to global best practices lags 2 to 3 years in general, but at the same time it has its benefits. I mean, we are the leading platform here for in this region now, and also over this region, like, companies manage more than 10 countries, basically, Eastern Europe, CIS, Middle East, all the big global companies, they manage 8 to 20 countries from this region. So it's also its benefits. But the thing is, Matt, like, we started mostly with private equity firms, consulting firms, and now adoption. But we always had what we had in mind was Fortune 500, maybe even scale up startups and SMEs. But Fortune 500 adoption basically started around 2017, 18, 19, so a bit later. And it accelerated with, after the pandemic, and when people realized remote access to talent is something bigger than everyone thought. Yeah.
So when you mentioned the 2 years, that meaning like Turkey usually behind, it actually makes sense because we're seeing right now. Alp, you're going to see my dog running right now.
All right.
He always feels like he needs to be involved. Come on in, bud. Yep, there we go. But so when you say the 2 to 3 years behind, we are seeing sort of, I don't want to say an explosion yet, because it's not a full explosion, but we're seeing the environment that was kind of the US, I would say like 2 to 5 years ago, meaning you were going from just Upwork to multiple different platforms. And so you start to see like Catalan starting to take hold. You start to see, ones like Paro come out. You're starting to see Uncompanies and all these different. And now, I mean, here in the US, we have like probably over 300 platforms, super specialized. Like we have some just for e-commerce talent. We have some. And so I think with Turkey, we are starting to see now the next wave, meaning user experience or the customer experience ones. So I'm going to turn my phone off for you. The customer experience ones. And
that's right.
But you were the OG, right? Like you were the OG. And at the same time, you weren't general though. So you were very focused on experts. This was not like an Upwork. We have everything for you everywhere. But so how's the evolution of Expertera been? Did you start out to say, hey, I'm going to go create Upwork? What was the initial and how has it really grown?
Okay, so I mean, from day one, we focused on top level expertise, right? So comparable to US, probably Catalan type or BTG type, including CTO type or like a digital talent type of work. It has also been included. So from day one, we focused on long-term projects, but it seemed our clients, they also wanted to access these experts. So we don't. So mostly we focus on 15 plus year experts. Accessible on demand. Some independent professionals, but some also maybe they work somewhere and then they give hourly engagements. So basically, this gave us an edge. Although we started as more as a talent marketplace, Expertera evolved to be where expert networks and talent marketplaces meet, right? So under the same umbrella, basically, So how we evolved is we provide access to global expertise, whether it's an hourly engagement or a fractional or interim 6 month, 3 month project, or a consultant engagement for multiple months, or a due diligence for 2-3 weeks for a private equity firm, right? So I think our evolution has been basically providing access to global expertise flexibly, and with Expertera guarantee, regardless of the project size, but always on demand, project base, rapidly, right? And so last year we provided experts from 81 countries for our clients, and to our clients in 10 plus countries basically, and some of them are in Europe, some of them are in Middle East, some of them are in Asia. So yeah, so and still I think that's like from our evolution, that's a key edge for for Expertera and Expertera clients. They know when they come to Expertera, they can, regardless of their requirement or requirement size, it can be a bit size information and hourly engagement, or it can be a 6 month consulting project, and sometimes even 2 3 people consulting teams, right? So Expertera does provide that. Yeah.
And what else? So let's get into the details of what you think sort of that hook was, that
Mhm.
really was sort of the standard and repeatable. And I think, part of the reason I asked this is a lot of our listeners are either the enterprise leader that needs to justify, right? So they're
Mhm.
saying, hey, this is a partner, not just a transactional vendor. And then also the founder like you as well, right? So like those are the two profiles mostly listening. And one of the questions that we always get and always have is, all right, well, what is it, right? What is that hook? Because if you say we can give you everything,
Mhm.
well, that's really complicated, right? So I need my exact problem statement fixed.
Uh-huh.
But then at the same time, if you go too narrow, right, and you say we are just e-commerce designers, well, then you're chopping off a lot. So for you, would you say that the on demand was that the aspect that's really working right now? What
Mhm.
would you say is like the 1 to 3 buzzwords and use cases that you're seeing really work?
Yeah. We provide expert as a service, Matt. So basically, they can access for their business problems. They can access experts, on-demand experts, independent professionals, or others. Regardless of, because like, let me give you an example. For this region, it's not. We don't have like particularly okay consulting, but only like consulting also is something general for this region, right? And so what we provide is expertise on demand, and the buzz or the edge is like they can access external talent flexibly, right? But external experts flexibly. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
let me get really, very, very tactical operating because I think this actually might be one of the blockers at the same time if enterprise leaders. So one thing we can all relate to is we need this consultant, but I don't want to go through the proposal phase, right? And the proposal phase might be we need to send out an RFP, we need to have at least 3 bids. It might take 3 to 6 months to go through the proposal process. And all we really want is that really smart MIT professor or that really smart subject matter expert.
yeah.
And if we go with the expert networks, right? Like if we go with the GLGs, the TGISs, okay, we know it's going to be quick, but we know the markup is insane, right? So we know the markup is 100x, yeah, is insane. Now, for you on Expertera, are they having to go through and like build proposals and
Mhm.
stuff, or is it to your point, flexible, on demand, quick? If it works, we turn it into 3 months. What's that like initial phase look like?
Right, right. So, Matt, I think what one of the things we did was transform the way we engage and the model. So most of our clients they engage. They are subscription based. So yeah,
I
yes.
had a
So
feeling. I
they
had a feeling there
subscribe.
was going to be something you learned. Yep.
Right. And they are subscription based. So it's not that they, it's obviously that they have a project and they come to us, but we are engaged continuously, right? And we know about their strategy. We know what they are working on. We know what they are what their key strategic points are over the year, or the focus are, if they are looking to expand international markets, if they are looking to for R&D, or improve their factory operations, production layer, or if they are looking for an AI transformation, right? And we have now that we completed thousands of projects, in this region. So we already have experts, and we know the experts, most, not necessarily all of them, but it's always growing, and that can deliver those kind of engagements or tasks, or transformational projects for them. So and then basically they sometimes they get insights, and then they say, okay, we got three different experts, and now we want to continue for a project with this expert, right? And we already have the milestones, KPIs, and all of these items prepared rapidly, right? So they can continue with the project quickly. Yeah.
That is such a. I had a feeling out. I when did you put the subscription in play? Was that like a past
Uh,
5 years or yeah?
Yes, that has been a critical game changer for us, and it has. We launched it in 2020, and within more or less in 1+ year, we had over 70% of our clients in that model, because we knew when we have it, and actually it was a risk for us. Like when we did it, we had to, we had to solve quite a few issues in the interim. But when we had these clients, we could serve them much better. So
It's
we said, maybe we will scale down, but we will serve them better, and we wanted to take that risk, and it worked. So now some of the clients, obviously, they come with a project, but with this approach, like we continue to get engaged, strategically get engaged and involved, and then they begin to utilize us in different ways.
yeah, yeah.
So I see. I mean, this is also being discussed multiple times in OpenAssembly, right? So I see. I think obviously it's a platform model. So there are lots going on for expert matching, right? Screening, AI algorithms, right? At the same time, UX and the services you provide, the customer experience, the freelance experience, payments, but also services is a key part of this business, because at the end of the day, this is not a what we provide is not a translation work, or these are also very valuable work, but this is it's different in terms of its complexities. So it's very important that your service layer is strong, in addition to the platform. So I think that's part of the future of work. It's in a way human plus AI service, right?
Yeah, I firmly agree. I think one thing that we're actually seeing happening right now. So listen, we're taking this big bullish bet. Okay, so you're going to see my bias. So our big bullish bet is that HR and talent leaders are finally ready to spend, which
Yeah.
can be a really tough, right? We're seeing early signals that this is real, but this is usually HR is not who spends. But with that said, if you look at what's happening to most HR departments, most talent departments, and most companies right now, I would say globally, you are seeing a general reduction. So if we have 100 HR or 100 TA or 100 recruiters, that's going down to 10. And now there's a lot of excess budget to be strategic around what's our talent strategy. This is where your point about software needs the services usually comes in, because it's
Yeah.
never enough, right? To go, look, we have this sexy new technology, we have this sexy new platform. We've deployed Copilot, whatever it is. No, no, no. You still need the people who are going to own it, and you still need the partners who are going to own it. And I think I think our industry has just had such legacy sort of like either culture debt or something, but a lot of legacy debt related to the quick cash and staffing. And so if you look at right like a staffing model, it's quick cash. Like it's quick cash and it's pretty predictable. If we get this rec, we just need the right recruiter and you can kind of play a margin game. But you, Alp, because of what you did at Expertera, you just blew that off the door because you said instead of needing these 100 recruiters, you're going to pay a subscription for Expertera, right? That is the exact budget line that's getting taken away.
Yeah.
You're going to pay a subscription for Expertera. And then they go, okay, like, and I know it's not an easy sell for you, right? We're probably talking about a 12-month sell for you in these enterprises. But then when they do it, they go, wait, that person just did what the TA team did, as well as our payroll team now, as well as helping our line of business leaders with the proposal and the scoping and discoveries. Oh my God. So I could not agree more with your line of the software plus service. Now, it kind of dovetails into our next question, but I'll let you respond to that. But also our next question is going to be, what does the next 6 months, 12 months look like for you? But yeah, over to you.
Yeah. Matt, spot on. So we just completed a key merger, and one of the another leading company in the region with many long-term engagements projects, and particularly with many involvement with HR leaders. We are involved a lot with strategy groups, product groups, right? Investment groups in the corporations, and they had many engagements on an HR front, and I agree with you. Like this is also become more and more important. Although it should have been important before as well, but now at least it's important now. So that's
Oh, the conference we were at was an HR conference, remember, actually? And I
yes,
think that's why I don't think it's still going on. If I hope I'm wrong. But every time it was like HR leading, you were like, oh no. Oh no. Will
so
this last?
yes, I think. I mean, look, I really believe in, and I believed in future of work transformation through HR. But lots of HR initiatives turn out to be very operational in the interim. I think now it's coming to be more strategic, and and shifting to a network organization is now something, particularly with AI developments. As many roles, tasks, jobs, descriptions are being replaced. I think it's going to be more important, and it's opening up lines for many new platforms, right? So that's one of the reasons why we recently merged with another company in the region, and now we will continue to operate under Expertera name. We just got Workflex under Expertera umbrella. So now they will be, yeah. Now they will be. So we are announcing this week. Actually, I can announce from here. So and their founder, senior partner Zeynep is going to we will work together for this transformation, and so that's something really important for us. So to us, like we will continue to work in terms of client sales and growth. Like we will continue with Fortune 500, obviously, and like our existing work with consulting firms and private equities in the region will continue. But we expect to grow with Fortune 500 more in different departments, but also acquiring more clients, right? At the same time, we are seeing more demand from scale ups. So they are getting to understand more the vision, the concept. I think they obviously need a lot of expertise on board, project based. So now they will be using more. So that's, and also we will be looking into other, we provided services to 15 different countries last year in terms of clients. So we are looking to expand more, maybe more focused to particular regions. So we will look into this. And in terms of product. I mean, as you also know, lots of disruption is coming from AI, and so we are already adapting many different tools in terms of screening, matching, and other items for our clients, but also for experts, right? So some of them are already in test phase. Some clients are testing. Some of them are we are already using in operations. So maybe we might be announcing some new changes over there. And yeah, so product developments are limitless. So we will continue to continue our investment on the product side as well.
So I want to dig into this aspect of what it means to be strategic, and I think so. What you have access to for your listeners to hear, what Alp has access to, is you have the visibility for probably the top 1%. It's a small number, but the top 1% of leaders who use talent in a disruptive way. And so whether it's, someone in HR, someone in procurement, even sometimes someone in legal, but that's like, God, that's like a needle in a haystack. But you have the visibility of what it really means, who these people are that are able to make talent strategies strategic. Do you
Yeah,
see
okay, this
any
is great.
patterns?
Huh? What?
Do you see any patterns with these individuals? Like, is there
Look,
always a P&L
I
associated with
think this
it?
is a great question. I was just talking to a C level, one of our clients of one of the huge conglomerates, not for this region, 100,000 plus employees, right? So, and they said, okay, so there are these more inside their umbrella that they have these e-commerce, technology, digital, etc. companies, and they are more industrial trade. Obviously we work with both, but also what I told him, like he said, okay, over there we do these strategic initiatives and there we do. I said, look, what matters most is the leaders with the vision to implement, because we have seen so many times like a company looking much more traditional, but you have one champion inside that wants to implement with vision, with budget, and with authority, right? And then suddenly you do so many projects with that company.
And what
Although,
is that vision, Alp? Like, when you say vision, what would they say?
okay, so it is. I mean, first of all, you know what makes a difference, Matt?
Yeah.
60% of our projects are matched in this on the same day for us, and yeah, and nearly 100% within 72 hours, right? Regardless of the project size. So if they are fast, if they want to try fast, right? So if you're looking at this from a perspective of traditional recruiting, right? You spend 2 months to start on a project, yeah. But instead, maybe you are just being quick and you are getting engaged with experts, because once you get engaged, you begin to extract value. So because I mean, expertise we say expertise makes the world go round. It's the most value added thing probably of humanity, right? So once they engage with such an expert, he may be or she may be the right one or the wrong one. It doesn't matter. But then you will also engage with the other, or you will continue to engage with that expert, and it makes the difference. Like I think it's really like if they're flexible, and how you say, if they're willing to try, test, and I think that's exactly the vision. And the rest is like if you have the budget and if you have the authority to implement, when you have this vision, things go really rapidly, because yeah, I think it's that, nothing more than that really. And
Yeah.
obviously for large companies, if there are no restrictions in like bottlenecks that can be, so in terms of the legal or procurement, right? So that's also the second, in addition to the vision. Like sometimes there is the vision or someone that wants to implement, and they are ready to go. But then the company just they won't let them because they are not used to. Maybe they have many consulting firms or other engagements, but they are not used to a talent marketplace. To they are not used to that kind of contract. And then you talk for months on aspects that can actually be solved because we already have best legal cases on those. So if these are not the bottlenecks, then they are solved. But yeah, and how is your? What do you think in terms of all the discussions you have made? What do you think is that vision? What would you add?
So I think you actually, before answering that, right, you nailed it in that there does have to be budget, right? And it's typical sales. There has to be band, right? Budget, authority, need, and timing. The vision that we see is that the single pattern is usually tied to a P&L. Usually, usually it's actually not directly talent related. And so, for example, it might be if we do this, then it'll increase our NPS or it'll
Mm.
increase our conversion.
Hmm.
Or we do see it tied to net new revenue opportunities as well. And so, an example that I always use here in the US is Intuit's TurboTax, which was a great product on its own. It's where people do their taxes, right? On Porter. Great product on its own, but they knew, and everyone knows, that you still go to your accountant because there's just that trust aspect, right? There's that human aspect that you can't get rid of. And so what did they do? They literally just created an accountant freelance pool of TurboTax accountants that were independent experts. And now it's like a massive win-win, right? And so they have they have a net new revenue stream, the product itself. So that's like the gold if you can tie it to some sort of P&L. Now, the secondary,
That's
as you
right.
mentioned,
That's right.
the 10x benefits of, listen, you can get someone in hours, not months. I mean, that's usually crazy. The tough part is, does that person have the actual pipeline themselves, or do they have to go then sell to others? And so if they're in that position, then they better have either the budget themselves or a quick, right, a quick way to get other people to see that. But it's usually tied to P&L. And why I love when you mention the subscription part is what we see go wrong is either two things happen. Is one, there's no subscription and it turns into a transactional relationship. And so someone gets super excited because they'll be like, oh, Microsoft just sent us a job rec. And then you have to ask them, okay, what happens if you find someone in an hour? Are they going to actually respond to your email? And more times than not, no, right? More times than not, it's like a transactional just seeing. So that's one side. The second side is, okay, they wanted your expertise, but you couldn't give them an answer. All you could say is, give us a job rec and we'll fill it. And so we do see those two like massive platform bottlenecks where if they do those two things, it's like they go straight to the graveyard. But from a enterprise champion perspective, that vision is usually tied to a P&L. I'll give you one more good example just because it's such
Yeah. Yeah.
one of the leading aerospace companies. They have a vetted talent pool for their sales teams to create custom demos. And so if Emiratis is showing up next month, the airplanes have Emiratis logos. And it sounds simple, right? You're like, oh, maybe just Canva. No, no, no. We're talking about like CAD designers who can show that Emiratis flight taking off, a beautiful scenery of flying over the Burj Khalifa, right? Like, but that's so powerful for a sales team if they can have that with their demo and you can directly correlate it to either a higher sell or a higher frequency of sell. So that's what we've seen
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I wonder, so couple coming into the last section, I know a lot of our listeners are wondering about Turkey and about the various regions. So with Expertera, is it majority the supply side? Where are the experts from? Are they
Mhm.
majority Turkey? I know you mentioned 80 plus countries, so obviously not only, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
where's the supply side mostly coming from?
I mean, supply side, we have, as I mentioned, like last year, we provided experts from 80 plus countries to 10 plus country clients. Still, around 50% of them are from this region, but 80 plus is a huge number.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the supply, we have tens of thousands of experts registered on the platform. Obviously, we have streamlined, multiple ways to access experts outside. I think from a talent marketplace or expert marketplace perspective, I think it's very important. You can have just some of the expertise on board, right? From when you look at the types of solutions we need to provide. So we have great integrations with some of the world's leading platforms. I mean, last year we announced our partnership with Catalent, and which other top platforms from France, Spain, DACH region were also there. So we have a great alliance there. We also have very select partners from other regions that we work very integrated. I think it's important for us, and I think it's important for to have those partnerships and to run them well. Right? We have entire processes defined, and if we think we are going to lag in, because it's very important for us to deliver the right top expertise. Right? Last year, Matt, the previous year we had 4.8 out of 5 satisfaction. So last year we ended with we completed with 4.9 out of 5, and it's very important that we provide the right expertise, regardless if they are registered or not. Right? If they are registered outside, we have to get them on board through other ways. So we keep this select network, and we treat it as this partner network like they are our very valued partnership network. So like I would say around 50% is from this region, and I'm not saying only Turkey because like it's mostly in the region,
Yeah.
including Turkey, and the other 50% are from around the globe. That we probably said. That's Americas, Europe, Asia, South America, Africa. So yeah,
And and then the customers, the 10 plus countries, are the customers mostly EU? Are they
they
Turkey?
are. Like frankly, we don't. We are still not running international particular growth strategy. It's mostly by referrals, either by referrals to different international companies, but also as we work with Fortune 500 here, and they work with their other offices in the regions. So it's a natural growth way for us. So they give referrals to other countries, strategy, product, HR, or other departments. So it's mostly it can be Eastern Europe, it can be Middle East, and some Asia, I would say. Yeah.
That's what I also not surprised to hear that. So Middle East, Asia, Eastern Europe. So we have some data out that I'll throw at you right now.
Mhm.
And I should have put this in the prep, but yeah, let's see what you think. So we have some data we actually released it today, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
so
I
there
should
was,
have studied closer.
I know there was a 260% increase in U.S. companies hiring from Eastern Europe, Asia, and Middle East as the focus. So a
Yes.
260% growth, and that was not U.S. I will
Mostly remote.
all
And
remote.
what type
Yep,
of mostly digital skills or other?
mostly digital.
Yeah,
100. It was like a
I'm not
150%
surprised.
increase in
Mhm.
and this one cracked me up, but it makes total sense. So it went web design, programmers, analysts, designers. It was
Okay,
literally like the go-to-market stack, right? It was like, okay, we need someone who understands how to actually make money off AI versus just another AI expert. So it was pretty clear of like things are
right.
changing. How do you adapt? you need to get a landing page, right? You need to have a basic tech stack and you need something designed to look nice. Then the analyst says where it's going.
And they
But
are mostly from telemarketplace. They are not on board with the company. They are
combination,
combination. Yeah.
combination. Yeah,
Okay.
they all work.
As you see, like return to 260%, right?
Yeah, 260% increase.
That how about return to office?
So this is where, and you know what? One of the funny
Yeah.
things
I,
I think, and it kind of comes. I think that our space is not. I think our space is not remote. So we intentionally we
Mhm.
call it flexible, and we call it human cloud, right? Like those are
Yeah.
like the two terms that we kind of use. Everyone has their own terms. I don't think the terms matter. What I do think is uniquely different is that the individual is either self-employed or working this on the side by choice. Now, that's a massive
Yeah.
distinction, right? Because
Yes.
no matter what country, that individual is a self-employed individual. If they're, if they're in Latam, they maybe have business incorporation. If they're in the US, they're sole proprietorships. So that distinction in itself is massive. What I think when I look at remote, I think what happened was remote wasn't the like a key differentiator. Like you don't it is helpful to be remote, but at the same time, it seems like the wrong indicator to go, I'm going to build our business off being a remote. Maybe, right? Like maybe, but I wouldn't bet the farm on it. And I think freelance got looped into that, right? Of like these people have to be remote. But the reality is, whether it's Expertera or whether it's Deloitte, most of the work is going to be done remote. That's just the reality. But I know that your experts, if a client says, can you come on site? We'll say absolutely,
Yeah.
so long as you
Of
pay for my
course.
flight and hotel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's my view on remote. Is
It's
I
happening
actually
every
think
day, basically. Every day, every week. Yeah.
exactly. So I actually think I'm really excited about kind of the remote reckoning where it wasn't necessarily as business directly value. It wasn't directly value driven. So like there wasn't a clear ROI of remote itself. But what do you think, Help? What's your take on return to office?
I think the genie is out of the bottle, Matt. So I don't. I think. I mean, remote work trend is you. Do you follow Nick Bloom? You do follow Nick Bloom's numbers, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, of
yeah,
course, of course.
yeah, yeah,
Did
yeah.
you meet him yet, by the way? He's like really approachable. He's awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'd be happy to. Like, I mean, how long he has been tracking this data? Like 20 years now, something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. So I think, yeah. I look. I'm not in the position of okay, let's work remote. No, I think it also has its benefits, right? The thing is, you do adapt remote regardless. You may return to office, you may not. It's about who you want to keep in the office and who will be remote, who will be hybrid, which kind of tasks and skills you should access remotely. I just met with an iGaming company today. They didn't have this planned, but they have their CTO in it's a company from Istanbul, and they had their CTO out of blue, like from Berlin in Germany. They didn't plan this, but he was just capable, and they adapted quickly, and now they have their skill set, right? So I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
about that. It's not. I think it's about being adaptable. So look, in what 16, 17, 18, 1900s, you had to be on board, right? Now we are in the digital world, and I'm talking about our company, which provided experts from 80 plus different countries. So if you leave these skill set outside of your know-how, knowledge, workforce, then how competitive can you be for long term, right? So it's about so that's why I'm saying it's the genie is out of the bottle. So and from a supply side, yeah, talent does want to set their own standards. Not all, quite a few. You have these digital nomad groups around the world. Like obviously, they also have their own challenges that we as talent marketplaces should also help with. But digital nomad groups, digital nomad families, and you don't have to be digital nomad, but or that just work. That I mean, basically, we can contribute in multiple ways. So, and at the same time, I understand all these all the leaders that want people in the office. It's also important. I think it's important in terms of it depends on what type of work you do, how you do it. So that's why I'm saying which people you want to have there. So this has to be defined, and how you want to work with them. I think it's very important, and which people you can access. I mean, not people, but skills, tasks, workforce groups. So as long as you are adaptable, I think it's about that. So yeah, who will work from office, who will be hybrid, and how fast you can access what type of talent. I think, and from a strategic HR perspective, I think this should be the one of the key strategic goals. You
Yeah.
know, like because what brings value is rapid delivery and organization of expertise. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the word adaptability
Mhm.
is the North Star, right? Like that it
Yeah.
used to be. I mean, so I did you ever go to business school, Al? I forget if we
Yeah, I
you did,
went to
right?
Catch Business School in France.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
we both have had like Porter's five forces,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
right. So we've both been trained in the logic of optimization, right? Because
Uh-huh.
that's all it really was. It was mostly all around optimization. And I think nowadays as a business leader, it's all about adaptability. Like it really is how quick can you pivot? And you don't have to be as right. So in business school, they really tried to hammer us about like it must be optimally efficient and you must have the five forces. And it's
Yeah,
like nowadays, like, no, no, you actually just need to be able to pivot quick. Like
yeah,
just move. It might be in the wrong direction, but that's fine, just move. And I think, put a bow on the remote side of it, I think it to your point, it's really all about the right people. And those right people, they might be remote, they might be in person.
right.
And it's contextually different because a sales team might be different than a marketing team, might be different than a quasi innovation team. The
Hmm.
conditions are totally different. I do think one thing, at least we're seeing it especially in the US, and I think we're kind of outsourcing it, is there is a return to merit. And I mean that in the way of recognizing that if you have 10 people, two are extreme performers, six are okay, and two suck. And I will say what freelance networks do, which you could say it's for good or bad. As the business leader, I think it's for good, but it enables you to have those two people that are really, really good. And it doesn't matter if they're remote, it doesn't matter if they're in person. They most likely will shape to whatever is best for themselves and the company. And to your point, they'll be adaptable. And so I think remote is like the secondary, right? It's not exactly the
Yeah,
thing that really matters. It's do you have those two top performers? And if you don't, how do you access them? And Expertera is the way to access them. So instead of 98% of medium people, you have 100% of only A players at whatever the skill is.
yeah,
So
and I mean, and you can use them quickly at short notice, and how much you need. Like maybe most of them you won't need it. It's not good to have them on board
yeah,
more than X amount of month, maybe 3 months, right? It's not good for the expert or for the company. So,
yeah.
right?
So last question for you, Al, and most people don't get this question. Okay, so the question is literally just what can we expect from you over the next 6 to 12 months? And I feel very special that we found out about the acquisition and merger. That incredible. This episode will go out after that happens, so don't
Thank you.
worry. Secret safe for
Yeah.
me.
Greetings to
Um,
their founder partner Zeynep, who's now we will work.
ah,
Yeah. So now we
yes,
will be working together. To
yes. Oh,
deliver and grow faster for this region.
that is taking Turkey's finest, Alp. That is genius.
Yeah.
That is
Thank you.
absolute
Thank
genius.
you, Matt.
But still, and we'll have both you and Zainab on as well. I think
Oh
that'll be a
yeah, yeah.
cool.
We'd like that. It will be great.
That'll be a
It
cool
will be great.
follow up. Maybe we'll do up. Maybe we'll do it 6 months after the acquisition. I'll be like,
Yes.
"Hey
Yes.
Alp,
Let's do
how you
that.
liking Zainab? Hey Zainab, how you like?"
Yes. Let's do
But
that.
but Alp, what can we expect from y'all over the next 6 to 12 months? What are some big exciting announcements, massive progress? What are we going to be talking about in 12 months?
Right. Look, we are our clients are very happy with what they have. So we want to grow. Basically, Matt. We want to deliver this value more to our clients, and not only, I mean, to our clients and our to our experts, independent professionals, freelancers. So as you know, and we want to provide this value. Through more to enhance the experience through our platform as well. So we will be doing some platform investments, and we will be looking to, you know, get more projects and get more clients on board from different regions. So that's our agenda for the next 1 year at the moment. Yeah.
Beautiful. And Alp, most important question: where can our listeners find you and Expertera?
Good. Expertera.com. And you can find me on LinkedIn anytime, right? Or, I'm available on social media or alp@expertera.com. You
And
can.
we have had questions up. How do we pronounce your last name? We have had a couple questions.
You want to try?
Sezginsoy.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Sezginsoy.
I'd probably say it like as if it's Nordic, but how would you
Yes.
really say it?
Yeah. Somebody had told me my surname could be Nordic, Chinese, you know.
I could see the Chinese, but the Nordic for sure. The Alp I could see being Chinese,
Yeah,
but how do you actually pronounce it?
Sezginsoy. So many people say Sezginsoy, but yeah, it's Sezginsoy. Is the
Oh yeah,
pronunciation.
that does sound Chinese when you say
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. Listen, thank you so much for hopping on.
Thank you, Matt. Great to see you, and very happy to contribute to Human Cloud. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job on informing the industry. So looking to follow more on the upcoming content, and looking to the next session with Zainab as well.
I can't wait. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.